Okay, so water's ready. Got it in the bag with the rice. Now this may not get it hot, but it should at least get it warm enough that I'm not eating cold rice. So we're just going to have that in there, let that sit. And now I have more water on here for tea. Now I put it on, then I realized I'm going to end up wasting all this water, which in a bug-out scenario you don't want to waste any water. So I'll probably just pour this back into my canteen when the rice is done. But normally I think what I would do is I'd heat up my food, put the water back into the cup, stick her back on, use that to make my tea or drink afterwards. So it's already getting warm. So we'll just wait another little bit here. That water's already cooling up. Oh, and my bag has a leak in it. So this may not be the best system ever, but it was worth a try, as my bag is leaking. Apparently these aren't meant to hold boiling water. So I may be eating slightly warm rice tonight. But I didn't boil it completely, because this could hurt right now. But even if I can just get this warm, it'll be better than nothing. So all these meal packs, they're all the same. Just different flavors of rice in them. This is just the plain, so that's why I'm eating this one, just so that, you know, if it turns out that it actually does work, I didn't eat one of the good ones. Now this doesn't necessarily have the best shelf life, but you just have to make sure you switch out your meals a couple times a year. Keeps it all fresh, and it gives you a reason to go back through your bag again to make sure that everything is up to date and still usable. I think that's what as good as that's going to get. It's leaking all over the place here. So I'll just pull this out. There we go. Now what I'm going to do, instead of trying to pour this all over the place, just going to bite the corner off and pour this right back in. Yeah, now some people are probably thinking, ew, ick, but hey, it's just me. And it saves me in a real situation this water that I would otherwise have to throw out. I mean, I have lots of capacity for purifying water and stuff, but that's all great if you can get water. Yeah, looks like my stove is out. Yes, it is. So it's not good enough to do 2 cups, at least not the way I did it. But I'll just toss on another cube here and get this party started again. Clean it off. This thing works pretty well. I mean, for $2 at the Dollarama, plus you can get replacement pellets. Like I said, I've seen this exact same stove, at Walmart or something like that, but they want anywhere from $6 to $12 for it. So my suggestion, shop cheaply if you can. Actually, a lot of the stuff in my bag came from the dollar store. I'm frugal that way. Just goes to show, you don't have to have a whole lot of money to be prepared. Have a bug out. Now, I know this has the tear top on it, but a little trick I saw from someone who was in the army, saw this video on YouTube about eating MREs. It's easier to get into the bag if you open the pack sideways. Then you don't need this ridiculously long-handled spoon or fork or whatever. You can just use a regular length and reach all the way down to the bottom of it. In my case, this little, again, dollar store hobo tool. So you see how this is? Well, It's a little bit cold, a little bit hard, but you live and learn, eh? Now one thing I could do, throw in some spices into this bag. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper maybe. And I may do that. But at this point, that's just comfort stuff. And like I said, this is the only plain one I had. The other ones are flavored, so they won't be quite this boring. But one of these bags, 250 grams. For each 90 grams, there's 160 calories. So, in this bag alone, well, we'll double that. Almost triple it. You got at least around 500 calories. Which isn't bad for one meal. I mean, your daily need is around, minimum is around 1,200. Most people use about 2,000. Situation like this, you'd be using probably more than that because you're hiking and trucking through and building stuff. But around 500 for one meal, and probably about, you know, close to or similar for the rest of them. You're getting up around 1,500 calories, which you can supplement anything else from scavenging. This will at least keep you alive. And fairly comfortable too. I mean, it's a decent amount of food in one of those packs. I mean, I'm only going to be eating about 2 meals of it. Might end up eating all of it because I only have 2 meals to do. Just tonight and tomorrow morning, but in reality, if you needed to, do you think these bags are meant for a day? You might be able to stretch it over a day and a half. It would depend on what you were doing. Plus, you get a little bit of meat or something like that, or supplement it. You're going to have some jerky and stuff in there, but to get some fresh meat or something like that, you could easily stretch this over a couple days. On its own, though, one full day. I love camping. Don't get out much. Well, I did spend all last summer in a tent. That was a circumstance. And ideally, in a real bug out situation, you'd be going with friends, relatives, whatever, family. So you most likely wouldn't be alone, which, alone's fine for a while, but when you're together with other people, you can pool resources. Food, equipment, even just company can do a lot. Anyway, I'm going to finish eating here and wait till my tea's done. I'll get back to you then. Well, didn't eat all the rice, about half a bag left. Really started getting boring after a while. I'm not overly hungry at the moment either, but suck it back in, figure I'll save it for later. For now though, finished up with some beef jerky. Got my tea on to boil here. It's almost done. Not a whole lot to do in this kind of scenario because, well, I don't actually have to bug out. So I'm not worrying about a fire or firewood or any of that kind of stuff. Which normally that would take up the remainder of my daylight hours, but for me, Might do some walking. Even just slip home for a little bit if I want to. Probably won't, unless it gets, terribly buggy or something out here. One of the luxuries of not actually having to bug out. We're just doing this for fun. I try not to wimp out though. I brought a book, and you probably saw when I came in, had 2 bags with me, and you're probably thinking that's a lot of gear. Yeah, it is, but the way I was thinking about this whole scenario was, one of the backpacks is my everyday carry, the other is my bug out bag. And so I'm around doing my regular business. Whatever happens, I need to go. So I have equipment in my everyday carry, I have equipment in my bug out bag. Take them both. Simulating that drive as far as I can, go the rest of the way on foot, grab my blanket from the car, put on both my bags and go hiking. So I most likely, in this case, would have a book, my camera, my iPod, some comfort items that I carry every day, plus some other usable equipment. Extra clothes, sweater, jacket, things like that. Which I may need. It's getting kind of chilly out. Luckily the rain has held off. Spat a little bit while I was setting up, but never really came down hard, which is good, because it took me a long time to get my stuff set up. Where my shelter is though, it's fairly well sheltered from the wind and the rain. Shouldn't have to worry too much about that. It's fairly open right above me, but closes in pretty quickly around the sides. As long as it doesn't pour like it did the other night, everything will be good. My tea's almost done here. So tonight, I'll be sitting out, doing some reading, listening to some music, take some pictures, who knows. Drink my tea. Just enjoy the evening. You can hear the crows going right now. Yeah, it's looking good. Well, I'll leave you again. Enjoy some more of my food and enjoy the evening. Well, I apologize for the bad lighting and stuff, but I thought I would just do a little bit of a summary. That trip, yeah, I kind of wimped out. It got really cold there as I was trying to go to bed, and since I didn't have a fire or anything, I didn't want to light one where I was. I couldn't really do anything to combat it, so I packed up before it was completely dark and headed home. But at least it gave me an idea about some things to do, some things not to do, and let me try out, just getting things set up and working out the best way to, set up that kind of shelter. So I'll know some things for the future and whatever. So I'm hoping once I have some free time, I'm going to be busy all summer, but maybe come early fall to get out and try a good full set. Do a couple of days, actually, have fire and stuff like that. So until then, just kind of have to work on what I have and really try and rethink things through and whatever. I'm hoping to get some more videos done. Well, it's not going to be for a while because, like I said, I'm busy for the summer, but get some stuff done. Do a little fewer gear reviews maybe. I want to try and mix things up a little bit, do some different stuff, but yeah, I thought I would just sum up on things and have a good summer. Peace out.